Hey guys, Joe here. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can overcome your fears. This has helped me in the past. I just talked to a guy on from Facebook over the weekend. Basically, long story short, he had 600 grand in savings. He had two rental properties. He was making 100 grand a year. Only needs 30 grand a year to basically pay all the bills and like spending money, that kind of thing. Um, Plus, he was generating 24 grand a year from the rental properties. So basically, it meant that he needed to save 6,000, or he needed to make $6,000 a year. But he was too afraid to quit his job, even though he hated his job, and even though he was able to. He's installed fences before, like you name it, he's done it. He has all these different options. Um, and he's just too afraid to quit his job. And the reason for it came out to be that his parents were completely broke when they went to retire. I think his dad ended up becoming homeless for a little bit because of it. He ended up having to move in with his someone, a family member, just because he didn't have the savings. And I'm like, but you have your stuff, yourself together. And so anyway, this is the exercise that I told him to do. So, whatever you're coming up in life, so if you're still working for someone else and you want to make the leap, right? Same as for this guy, obviously he could have made it. He had 600 grand in savings, he had two rental properties, and he only really needed to make 6 grand a year. So, he basically could literally do nothing for the next 100 years and he would be okay. Okay. So, with most people, for me, I would, I think that's crazy. Because for me, I didn't have any savings. I had to replace my 50 plus $1,000 a year income. Again, with no savings, maxed out credit cards and everything else because it was horrible with money back then. And I still made the leap. But then hearing his stories and he doesn't, I'm like, why? So anyway, this is what you do. So if you're going to quit your job or whatever it may be, you need to have three things. You need a mirror, you need a piece of paper, and you need a pen. So what's going to happen is you are going to, if you're quitting your job, you would stand in front of the mirror and say, on Wednesday, the 27th, I am going to quit my job. And then as soon as you say that, your brain is basically going to say like, yeah, but whatever it is. So as soon as that happens, write that down. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to work through that and see if it's actually true. Because a lot of times the stuff we make up in our head, it's just not true. So go through it and it might say like, I don't have enough money. I'm going to become broke. So then for him, he would work through it. And then he has to write down like, well, I have $600,000 saved. I have two rental properties. I only need to make $6,000. On top of that, he has equipment that he could sell because he kept on stockpiling all kinds of stuff to start different businesses. One of the pieces of equipment is worth 100 grand. That alone would support him for 15 years, right? So then once he works through it, it's like, okay, that's not true. I have enough money. So then he would say again, on Wednesday the 27th, I'm going to quit my job. Okay. So then something else is probably going to pop up. It's usually not one reason. There's probably going to be several, right? So then you work through that. Is that true? Is it not true? And go through that. So then after you work through that, you would say it again. Okay. And more than likely something else is going to pop up. Or maybe the same thing pops up. But again, you already have your notes on why that is or is not true. So then you would just work through that again. If it's something new, same thing, do the process and see if it's true or not, right? And eventually what will happen is you'll get through all the excuses and all the reasons why this won't work. And then you'll finally get to the point where it does work. So it's nice and simple. It sounds like it doesn't work. It does work. Again, it's to get out all of our emotions on paper to make it black and white. Because like when it's in our head, it's a lot of buildup and everything else, and it's simply not true. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy that and have a great day. Thanks.